Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Ajay and today we are going to deal with the classes and object question that is from the board paper of 2019, and this is the question in front of you, that is question 2b, and this is the class that is box, and these are the class variables. Since it has been declared before the constructor, that is the initializer, and just after the class declaration, so this L and type, these two are class variables, whereas this is the constructor, and type over here, that is self.Type. Now there is one more type over here, so this is a class variable and this is an object variable. So they have just given you to confuse a bit, but understand these are two different variables. This is an object variable, whereas this is a class variable. Only one copy of L and type will be maintained, and also the same, that is L over here. Now again, this is an object variable, whereas this L is the class variable. So these two are different variables because these are the class variables, so only one copy of L and type will be maintained, whereas if you talk about the object variables, every object will have its own copy of type and L. So that's the object variables. And then we have a method that is displayed, that is Disp, which will display the contents of the, that is the object variable. So you can see self.Type over here. So this, when we say self, so basically we are talking about the object variable. And then when I say Box.Type, so I'm using the name of that class. So this means that we are actually displaying the value of the class variable, that is this one. Same, you can see one more print statement. Now this is like we don't have opening and closing brackets for the print statement. That is because this is for the version 2.7, and in the current version we have print as a function, so we have the brackets, opening and closing brackets, but that's okay. Again, you can see self.L, so this is the object variable, that is L, and when I say Box.L, so this is a class variable. So if you want to display the class variable, so we have to associate that variable with the name of the class, that is box over here. So now, so this is the entire definition of the class. Now after that, what comes is the main program. In fact, I have typed this similar program, the exact same program, into Python as well. So this will be much better for us. So this was the entire definition of the class till here. So you can see that's the same code, that is the constructor and the function, that is a Disp. And over here I have used these brackets because I am working on the current version of Python, that is 3.2. So 3.7.3 in fact. So I have these brackets over here, and then that's the first statement of the main program. So our main program basically starts from here. So what are we doing over here is we are creating an object, and the name of that object is B1. So B1 is equal to box, and then we are passing the arguments, that is soft comma 20. So the constructor, that is this is the constructor, and when does the constructor gets evoked? So this is the constructor. So the constructor will get evoked the moment we try to create an object. So over here we are trying to create an object, that is B1, and then we are passing this value of soft. So this value of soft will be received by, that is this T, that is a positional parameter, and 20 will be received by TL. So value of T will be soft and the value of TL will be 20 and not 30. Now this is a default value that we are given, so this is a default parameter. So in case if I don't pass 20, in that case 30 will be taken as the default value, but since now I am passing 20, so the value of TL will be 20 and not 30. Please understand this. Now the value of T is soft and the value of TL is 20. So that I am giving to the object variable, that is type. So type that is the object variable will be, so I'll just type it over here for your understanding, that is the value self dot type, we are assigning the value that is soft. And for the next object variable, that is self.L, we are assigning the value that is 20. And then since we created object b1, so these value got initialized by the constructor, and then we are using the disp method, we are evoking, we are giving a call to the function, so this function will get called, and then we are displaying the data, that is self.Type. Now what is the value of self.Type? That is soft. So the first output that we can have from this particular code is, that is, first is soft, and the next is Box.Type. Now this is a class variable, and that is the reason I'm using the name of the class Box.Type. Now what is the value of Box.Type? And over here you can see the value is hard. So this will be the next, in the same print statement, in fact, will have the value that is hard. So this will be the output. And the next print statement, we are doing self.L. What is the value of self.L? That is 20. So over here we will have 20 and then a space and then Box.L. So that is a class variable, that is 10. So over here we will have 10. And then again what we are doing over here is we are saying Box.Type. So if I'm using the name of the class .type, which means I'm now changing the value of this type. Now this value has got changed to, so over here I will do it over here. Over here only we have changed the value of the class variable, and the value of the class variable has now become, that is FLEXI. So that is the value that I changed for the class variable type. And then again I'm creating a new object, that is b2, and then that is the, the constructor will get evoked again, that is this constructor. And now over here you can see I'm just passing one argument. So this hard, that is the value, will be received by t. So t will have the value hard, and then it gets assigned to self.Type. So over here the value of self.Type will now become hard, and I'm not passing the next argument. Since I'm not passing the next argument, by default the value of TL will be taken as 30, and that value will be received by self.L. So the value of self.L will be now, that is 30. And then again we are giving a call to the function, so the function will this function will get evoked, and self.Type. Now what is the current value of self.Type? That is hard. So the value that will get printed now will be, that is hard, and that is Box.L. So that is, we did not pass, so that value of 30 got assigned. No, that is the, I'm not talking about the object variable. So Box.L, so that is a class variable, so that is what, that is 10 itself, so that will get printed. Okay, just to confirm whether we are right or not, we will just give a call to this, we will just run this code and see the output. So simple. And here is the output, that is, okay, the next value, I did not come to the next value, something just went wrong, that is I just forgot, that is self.Type, that was hard, and then Box.Type. Now what is the value of Box.Type? That is FLEXI. So that value will get printed over here, just I missed out this one. And then in the next line, that is self.L, that was 30, so over here it will be 30, and Box.L, that is anyway 10. So now if we run this code, and that is how the output that we got, that is soft and hard 20 and 10, hard and FLEXI 30 and 10. So that's the output from this particular code. But I hope that the concept of class variables and object variables are now it will be clear to you. Then there is one more, that is a OR part to this particular question, that is a B, and even this is a class. and that's the class definition from here till here. And then there is one function, and name of the function is 1, and then there is 1. Now can you guess which is the first line of code of the main program? The first line of code of the main program is this one, that is 1. So we are actually just calling the function 1, and this is just a very simple function. It has nothing to do with this class. It is just a normal function, and then we are giving a call to the function. So it will, the controller will jump over here, and then over here we are actually creating the object that is T for the class target. Now the question is, what are the methods function mentioned in line 2 and line 7 specifically known as? So let us check. Line 2 is a constructor or an initializer which gets evoked when the objects get created. So this is a constructor. So that's line 1, and line 7 is a destructor. The moment the objects gets deleted, so this particular destructor will get evoked automatically. So that's the constructor, and this is the destructor. Then the next question is, mention the line number of the statement which will call and execute the method function known in line 2. Okay, line 2 means this one. So when will this constructor will get evoked? As I said, the constructor gets evoked the moment we try to create an object. And over here you can see we are trying to create an object over here, and that is line 10. So this constructor is going to get evoked with the line 10, that is we are creating the object of the class target. So that's the OR part of this question. So I hope that certain concepts of classes and objects are clear to you. So if you think you have achieved anything out of my tutorial, do subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.